Hi, my name is Anna Holden, and I'm an intuitive healer and a clarity coach. I use the term intuitive healer to describe what I do because I think it's a good combination of who I am. Who am I? Wow, that is like a really big question. I went to school to be a scientist, and I studied resource conservation and environmental studies. I have a master's in environmental studies and a minor in women's studies and wilderness studies. So I was like tree-hugging hippie all the way. And I really have always been inspired by nature and really awed by its beauty and its power, and above all, its ability to teach. That I've always been able to get answers in nature to some of my most difficult to answer questions. And so nature has always been a place for me that I could trust, and a place that I've always gone back to seek answers. And so through my education, I became a very pragmatic, analytical, practical scientist. And through all of that, I've always had a very soft, inquisitive, you might call it a mystic type of nature. I've always sought answers to some of the bigger questions, like, who am I? What is it that I'm here to do? Do I have a purpose? What is the soul? How does that relate to the body? What's the difference between religion and spirituality? How does that apply to me? What does that mean to my daily life? And not all of those questions, or many of them, can be answered with science. I was always exploring my more mystic nature, and I would take meditation courses. I learned Reiki, I learned Qigong. I started seeing, I met and started going to several intuitives when my health wasn't going very well. And they taught me about energy, and I started to understand energy in a very palpable way. It was something that I couldn't explain scientifically. I wasn't a quantum physicist, but it was something that I understood inherently. It was one of those things that I knew, but I didn't know how I knew it. So I continued to explore that. And, life does what it does, which is that it changes and it brings you twists and turns. And I found myself moving from that realm of science into the realm of healing and mind, body, spirit connection, and sticking with that as my main focus and my profession. The one thing that I've learned about being on a spiritual path is that the more serious I am, the more everything just sucks. And energy doesn't flow when we're serious. Energy moves when we are amused, when we have a lightness about us. That just helps everything move so much more. I meditate every day and I contemplate what it means to be a spirit in a human body. But I am also in a human body. Yes, I think about, what is my purpose and what is the purpose of this client, and, what is for the greatest and highest good. And I also have to make decisions like what hairspray to buy and what toilet cleaner I need to use, and who's going to clean the kitchen because we're all super busy. And, all of those questions we all have to answer every day. And so how we meld, or how we, combine the spiritual with the practical, to me is the most fascinating thing ever.